Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to 2D Talk Sense. Hopefully, I am live. Let me check my sound and everything really quick because I am getting some type of pop up about I cannot go streaming on X anymore, y'all. They talking about you have to have a premium account, and I ain't giving Elon none of my money. Elon has enough money, okay, that he don't be needing none of my little cents, none of my little coins. So let me check this YouTube. This is YouTube and Facebook. I will start streaming on TikTok because now I have access to stream live on TikTok. And no, it's not coming up on YouTube. Give me a minute. Let me see what the issue is and why it's not coming up on YouTube. Let's see. But yes, so soon I will be starting to stream on TikTok. On TikTok Live, I'm gonna start streaming there. Yeah, it still is not. Okay, there it is. All right, y'all. Y'all can hear me, so that's good. So, as I was saying, in the future, I'm going to start taking my YouTube page seriously. So, I have taken the steps to start streaming live, and this is upcoming to start streaming live on TikTok. And hopefully, I can figure out how to stream live on Fanbase because Fanbase is not that wide known, but I feel like we should all go over and support that platform. So, I may have to like set up a phone and whatever. But that's gonna be my issues, y'all. But y'all know I'm still on YouTube. I'm still on Facebook. Like this video as y'all come in. So we're gonna discuss Donald Trump assassination attempt. Alec Baldwin case was dismissed and it can't get refiled. 50 Cent, his baby mama, Daphne, the little sex worker, that's what he was calling her, right? And she didn't drop the R claim that she had on the defamation lawsuit for him and deleted the tweet that she had put out there about it. And also we're gonna discuss what was the last one, y'all? Jackie Christie. The Evelyn lozada low damn dirty. Yeah, she didn't sit there and had a private eye, and they didn't brought up her arrest record from 30 years ago and said she was just, the street walkers. I think that's what the older people call it, the street walkers, or was it night walkers? I think it was street walkers. I think that's what they used to say back in the day, y'all. And from Mississippi, they used to them street walkers. You out there walking them streets at night. Now, yeah, that's what we're gonna discuss. So come on, y'all, let's discuss. As this intro play, let's get ready, like the video, so we can get ready to talk about it. Now, from the thumbnail, y'all can tell that I'm going to talk about this Donald Trump attempt assassination, right? As y'all know, yesterday he was out in Pennsylvania. He was doing one of his Trump rallies, and had just got up to the podium. As he got up, shots rang out. He ended up clutching his ear. There's videos. Y'all can go watch the videos. I'm not going to put it up here on my channel because I don't want my channel to get striked. Because, like I said, I'm going to take this serious. Now, he didn't, and you could see that the blood was on his ear. There's also one person who is no longer with us, and there's another person who is critically injured. Now, first, let me get into the serious and give you information about the person who is no longer with us. It was a fighter, and what I want a girl dad, I believe. I know he had kids, but I'm gonna read the article from CNN, who in the article they tell you that they did get the family permission to release his identification. So, man unalive at Trump rally identified as firefighter Corey Competor, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing his last name, who died a hero. Firefighter Corey, I'm sorry, y'all getting the echo. Okay. Firefighter Corey Competor was killed during the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. I mispronounced that too. Said Sunday. Competor was one of the thousands of people who attended the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, part of Trump's 2024 re-election effort. He died trying to protect his family, according to the governor. Authorities have identified the gunman in Saturday attack as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, who was killed by a Secret Service agent at the scene after the shooting. The FBI is investigating the attack as an assassination attempt, the agency said. I just spoke to Corey's wife and Corey's two daughters. So yes, he was a girl dad. So said the mayor. Was that the mayor? No, the governor. Said the governor Sunday. Corey was a girl dad. Corey was a firefighter. I don't know why I'm getting tongue tied on firefighter. Corey went to church every Sunday. Corey loved his community. Most especially, Corey loved his family. Corey was an avid supporter of the former president and was so excited to be there last night with him in the community, the governor said. I asked Corey's wife if it would be okay for me to share what we spoke. She said yes. She also asked that I share with all of you that Corey died a hero. Corey dove on his family to protect them last night at this rally. The governor said he directed flags to be flown and have staff and come toward memory. One person was unalive, two critically injured in the incident, according to Pennsylvania State Police. The former president was shot in his right ear, he said on social media, leaving his face covered in blood. There was some. Did y'all see the video? I did see two. It was like two lines of blood on his face. But a GoFundMe campaign for the victims of family, verified by the fundraising platform, have raised over $22 million by Sunday afternoon, more than double its initial goal. It had more than 28,000 donations. President Joe Biden expressed his condolences to the family. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victim who was killed. The president said he was a father. He was protecting his family from the bullets being fired when he lost his life. God love him. We are also praying for the full recovery of those who were injured. Witnesses described a wave of chaos and terror that unfolded after the shooter perched on a rooftop just outside the venue, fired several shots from an AR-style weapon. As shots rang out and the former president ducked behind the podium, swarmed by Secret Service agents, as attendees streamed and crashed towards the ground, video from the scene showed. So everybody started streaming, asking for a medic, and honestly, it was a bloody scene. He was to the far right of the podium, filming Trump's speech when he heard the gunshots. Just as I was panning back, I heard several gunshots in a rapid succession in under 2 or 3 seconds. I am familiar with guns. I knew immediately it was a gunshot. I saw him get hit. Bill said he looked back in the direction the gunshots that came from. I saw a man in the bleachers was hit directly in the head. There was a woman who was hit in the hand and forearm, a non-critical wound. He said he went over to see if he could render any aid, but another doctor was already attending to the woman who's been shot. I helped carry the body of the man out the stands. They took the body to the tent behind the bleachers. Republican Representative Ronnie Jackson of Texas said that his nephew was also injured in the shooting. In an interview with Fox News, Jackson said his nephew was grazed in the neck. A bullet crossed his neck, cut his neck, and he was bleeding. The congressman said it's a horrific experience. It was too close for comfort. Donald told CNN she and her son was just a few rows. Well, doesn't sound like what you call, what's her name? Glow. Few rows in front of the attendees who was shot. She looked up and saw the injured attendees, lots of blood covering the bleachers. So when he's saying it was a bloody scene, I'm assuming they're talking about the other victims. Because if somebody was, the firearm hit them in the head, and then there's going to be automatically a bloody scene. So I chose to talk about the victims first because the rest of it will get political. I am not a Trump supporter. I am not a Trumper. So if you came on according to the picture that was shown, the picture on my thumbnail, thinking that this is going to be a support thing for Trump, it's not. but the victims who lost their life, whether they was Trump, of course, I should say, yes, they were Trumpers. It said it in there, but that does not mean that anything will be said bad about the victims because of who they chose to support politically. It seems like he was a good man. He was a fighter. He was a father. He was a dad. So I wanted to get those condolences into the other victims out the way. Now, politically, this is what, to me, separates the former president for the current president. He didn't come out, the current president, who is Biden, didn't come out and say there was good people on each side. He didn't come out and say, oh, these people was just there, didn't come out and say that the shooter, well, maybe he was a good person. He just wanted to express some type of, he condemned the actions right away. He sent the condolences to the family. And I said, I think that is good, that this action should be condemned. And that's the stance that he should have taken. I don't think when it comes to losing lives, even with the January 6th confusion, riot, attempted coup, like even with those things, a life was lost. So, and there was condolence to that person, even though that person was trying to, enter a Capitol building and things of that nature. That people still sent condolences to that person, family. So I think that the same thing should be done here. Now, when I first saw this and heard about this Donald Trump attempted assassination, I know there are a bunch of rumors going on the internet right now. I have not discussed those rumors simply because none of them has been verified. That it was a fake assassination attempt or it was set up, but none of those has been verified. So, in my personal opinion, you want to hear my personal opinion about it? I do not believe it was fake, and I do not believe it was set up. As far as somebody in the government set it up. Now, I do not believe that the Democrats will have anything to do with it because it would not benefit the Democrats. All you would do if the attempt actually went through, all it would do is make Trump a martyr and would put more people on his side. And then it would leave the narrative that the Democrats couldn't beat him in a race, so they had to take him out. The same way that people are out here saying that he's only in court, not because he did the 34 felony charges he was convicted of and all the other things that he's going to court for. They're not saying that they're not saying that he actually did this stuff. They're just saying that, oh, he's only going to court because the Democrats are trying to do this. The Democrats are trying to get back at him, and the Democrats are trying to keep him out the race because they know he can't win. So that's the reason why I do not feel like this would be a smart move on any Democrat anywhere to be involved in anything with this. Now, on the other side, to make him a martyr, to give Donald Trump numbers was going down. I know the news have been talking about Biden and how since the presidential debate that it doesn't look good, and the news made it seem like, oh, the Democrats are calling for him to get out of office. But that was misleading because of the 200 and some Democrats. I think it was maybe 11, and George Clooney, who's one person. He may have millions and donate millions to Democrats, but he's one person, and that's one vote. So it wasn't a big thing for they're trying to make it seem like it was, but it wasn't really a big thing with people saying they want Biden, with majority of Democrats saying they want Biden to step down. So, and his numbers has been coming up. So, and once Trump was found guilty of all the felonies he was found guilty for, his number starts to go down. So it will benefit more of a Republican side of this attempt, as I said, to make him a martyr, to get votes up. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened because somebody did lose their life, and there's two other people who was critically wounded. So I don't believe the Republicans went and did this. I believe somebody who may have some type of mental issues or thought they was doing something to benefit of their party, maybe didn't attend for. Because I'm gonna go show the article, right? Because they are saying that the shooter, the person who attempted to take out Donald Trump was a Republican. So no way you look at it, to me, it wouldn't make sense for Democrats to do this because it would it will reflect badly on Democrats. So let me go. I'm gonna just read that story about what they know about the shooter so far. Either way, I feel like this is dangerous. It's dangerous. It's making it dangerous out here. I don't think nobody want to get the Trump. Look what the Trumpers did on January 6th, and that's because they lost. Imagine somebody actually take out their real guy, and they don't care. I don't think they would care whether it was a Republican or a Democrat. They're gonna go out, and it's gonna be, they're gonna go out and cause problems pretty much for everybody, whether you include it in it or not. So let me see. Oh, I haven't pulled it up, y'all. Let me pull up this article from. Let me see. Who is this from? This is from ABC News, and this is about the suspect. So I'm just showing y'all different information that's about the suspect, and so it won't be just my personal opinion. Even though I give my personal opinion, I also try to give y'all articles and things that are non-biased. So this is from ABC News, and I know some of these news stations are not non-biased. They try to insinuate, they put their views in an article or in what they're reporting. But this is from ABC News. A suspect in Trump associate assassination attempt had registered as Republican, but motive is unknown. 20-year-old Pennsylvania man is suspected to be the gunman who attempted to assassinate former President Donald Trump on Saturday, firing several shots and killing at least one spectator, federal and local law enforcement agencies said. The FBI early on Sunday identified the suspect, who was unalived at the scene, as Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park. The FBI did not currently have an identified motive, although our investigators are working tirelessly to attempt to identify what the motive was. Pittsburgh special agent in charge Kevin Rojek said. Crooks has been registered as a Republican voter according to the state's record. He graduated from high school in Pennsylvania in 2022, district officials said. The suspect had no military affiliation, according to the Pentagon. The firearm recovered at the scene was legally purchased by the suspect's father. An urgent trace conducted by ATF found, according to multiple law enforcement sources. A source who has been briefed said the gun was an AR-15 style rifle that was purchased in 2013. Crook allegedly fired as many as 8 rounds from a rooftop, 200 to 300 yards away. Authorities found what appeared to be explosives in the car, but were awaiting forensic results to know for sure. The social media platform Discord told ABC on Sunday that it's cooperating with law enforcement and has identified a rarely used account that appears to have been linked to the alleged shooter. The company said it found no evidence the account was used in the planning of the attack. In a statement to ABC, Discord spokesperson said the account linked to the alleged shooter also did not promote violence or discuss his political views. Investigators are looking at what sources describe as misinformation that the suspected gunman appeared to have been recently consumed and whether it played a role in the incidents. So far, investigators have not uncovered any ties to extremist organization or individuals, though they continue to scour information from the suspect's phone and other digital devices, according to the investigation. Increasingly, the shooting was looking like a lone wolf attack. Lonely and quiet. Former classmate of the suspected shooter described him to ABC News as a student who was quiet and did not have many friends. He was somebody who came across as lonely a lot, says Jameson Myers, who said he attended both elementary school and high school with the suspect. Myers said that Crook tended to be more of an interesting one and described him as more socially reserved and someone who did not have a ton of friends. But he said he never heard Crook discuss politics or Donald Trump. I was friends with him. He never acted like by any means a political revolutionary. Myers said nothing. He was a fan of Star Wars and was a very nice even sweet guy from what I knew. And that's the picture of the suspect right there. That's Matthew. Other classmates describe him as quiet and very smart. One thing I did know for sure was he was very smart, says another student. I always remember hearing his test grades when we would all compare, and he always did very well in math and science. The student continued that Crook was never anything but kind. I would say that he appeared as a threatened a person. I would not say that he ever appeared as a threatened person. Another classmate said he was just a quiet kid. Another one says he was a loner. He would sit alone at lunch. I honestly can't think of a better word to describe him than normal. He's just kind of stuck to himself. They said that Crook was interested in building computers and never discussed politics. It's just crazy because he didn't really seem like he would be the type to think to do that. So, and this is all goes back and it describes the scene that happened. So this is ABC News, and you could go read that article if you want, because then it'll just be, if I read it again, it'll just be repeating what I said, that what took place when Donald Trump was standing there and what happened during those instances. So, I mean, I think it's pretty much the same that you hear from most shooters in instances like that, that they were quiet, they stayed to themselves. Um, he was very nice. He was very smart. I don't think that's. I think most people that end up doing things like this is something that's heard. So let me see. Is this the one that I just read? Yeah. I don't know. Let me see. Let me Google real quick if there was any. Is there any updates with this? I know. So 34 seconds ago was the last update, and it says that Biden is going to give an Oval Office speech tonight. Yeah, it's pretty much, those are the latest updates. They're identifying the person. They're identifying the victim. Well, one of the victim that was unalive. I don't believe the other two victims have been identified yet. The ones that's in critical position and critical care, critical condition. I don't think those two have been identified yet. Yeah, that's that. So, I feel like this is gonna be. I hope it does. I hope it does not open Pandora's box for people to try to now get, because the Republican National Convention is what, coming up in a couple of days. I'm not a Republican. I don't know. So I hope it doesn't open up the doors for revenge for this Republican, and it shouldn't, because this is white on white crime. This is a Republican that was ignorant. So it shouldn't open up doors for any type of political strife, because the shooter was identified as a Republican. So it shouldn't open up doors for revenge for the next party, because it wasn't the next party who did it. So hopefully, it's tough when somebody loses their life and the other people are critical injured, and then the person who the assailant who implemented these crimes, who did these crimes, are unalive at the scene. So it's like, I know the Christians, you believe in the afterlife and he'll pay for afterlife. But if I was of the family, I'd be a little upset because I want him to suffer. Now, that's my personal stuff, because God is working on me and he ain't done yet. But they kept saying that this is going to be dangerous, that this election and the rhetoric that's being spewed needs to be careful. Now, y'all, let's move on to something that is not as well. This is still with somebody losing their life as well. As y'all know, Alec Baldwin was in court for when he was filming the movie, the Western. He was filming, I believe it was called Rust. He was filming that Western, and there was a young lady who was working the camera woman, who ended up getting unalive because one of the prop guns had a live round in it, and she ended up getting shot. and she didn't make it. So the one lady have already been found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Another one, Baldwin, is now on trial. So during his trial, the judge actually came and dismissed it because they're saying that the prosecutor withheld evidence. And so since the prosecutor withheld evidence, the judge was like, well, there's no way to actually get justice because of the prosecution behavior, and we're dismissing the trial and we're dismissing the case, and he cannot be tried again. And to me, I'm like, okay, well, the lady who just got found guilty, I'm quite sure her lawyers is working now to get her out, because if y'all withheld the evidence and they just found it out during the Alec Baldwin trial, that means she didn't have that evidence either. And so nobody probably ends up going to jail for this young lady who passed, even though it seems as if it was an accident. People still go to jail for accidents. I know people are like, well, Alec Baldwin shouldn't go to jail. Should be the person who's in charge of the prop gun, who I believe is the one who actually did was found guilty. But there still is involuntary manslaughter, which is pretty much broken down that you didn't intend to unalive the person, but your actions did lead to somebody being unalive. So I initially thought that Alec Baldwin was going to be found guilty, because no, that wasn't his intent. He had no motive, but his action of pulling the trigger did lead to somebody being unalive. That was my reasoning behind it. Did the thing what's right ain't always legal, and what's legal ain't always right. So I still thought legally he would be found guilty, but maybe they found a way to get that man. He got up out that jam. Let me read the article. And what's interesting is the lady trial now, the one who's found guilty, not even Alex trial. So I'm not gonna read all of this because I just summed it up for y'all. But a New Mexico judge dismissed Alec Baldwin Rust's case Friday on day 3 of his manslaughter trial. The judge granted the defense a motion to dismiss the case, in which they claim live ammunition that came into the hands of local law enforcement related to the investigation into the deadly onset shooting was concealed from them. Judge Mary Marlowe Summers said the state's discovery violation regarding the late disclosure of a supplemental report on the ammunition evidence injected needless delay into the proceeding, approached bad faith, and was highly prejudicial to the defendant. Prejudicial to the defendant. I don't know why. I haven't even drank yet. And I did say yet because I'm on my way to go. Let's just go to the winery. There's no way for the court to right this wrong, Summers said, in granting the motion to dismiss with prejudice, meaning Baldwin could not be tried again on the charges. So he was facing 18 months if convicted. So I want to go to the part that I found interesting about the lady who was Hannah Gutierrez Reed. Al Red, who filed a civil suit against Baldwin, Rust movie production, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, Davis House, and other involvement in movie production last month, says the actor has not reached out to the Hudson family. So I'm trying to find it really quick, the part where it's pretty much broken down that what happened is that there was, when the police came to the scene, it was this person who handed the police ammunition, right? And allegedly the police had put the ammunition up, and so when the police found that ammunition that was handed to them, they was told to file it under a different case number. And so, and that ammunition was never tested to see whether or not it was the ammunition that came from the gun that was actually fired. Okay, let me. I'm trying to find the interesting part that connects to the. Okay, so Morrissey, who is the prosecutor, Ax Papel, who is the detective. Maybe I need to go up so y'all can get more names about what's going on. So Gutierrez was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and Hutchinson death. Prosecutor arguing that the armorer was the source of the live bullets that killed her and saying she failed to follow safety protocols meant to protect the crew while handling the firearm. Propel testified that her lieutenant instructed her to create a report documenting that the individual came and gave them the ammunition and she found it under a case number different from the Rust case. So this is the detective who got the firearms. That somebody gave it to her and her lieutenant told her to file it under a case number different than the Rust case. So, and this is Sparrow is the defense attorney. So he asked the detective, so you buried it?" She said, "No, this was a supplemental report and it was placed into evidence." The defense attorney asks, "Isn't it the case that the law enforcement likely has the matching round to that ammunition that killed Miss Hutchinson?" The detective said, "I don't know. And you don't know because you made a doc report about this and you did not put it in the rest of the Rust evidence correct. Those rounds was not placed in the rest of the Rust evidence correct." During redirect on Thursday, Morrissey, who is the prosecutor, Ax Propel, confirmed that Baldwin has not been charged with involuntary manslaughter for bringing live rounds onto the movie set, or for loading live rounds into the gun. And she said, "Is it because a person already been convicted?" And she said, "Yes." So they was asking why Alex haven't been charged with involuntary manslaughter, and the detective was like, "Because somebody already was found guilty." That's pretty much what that is. So Morrissey asked Puffer if she was aware that the Good Samaritan who provided the ammunition and the motion was Troy Tess, who was a close friend of Gutierrez's father, who was famous in the movie industry. That's pretty much what you're saying. So are you aware that Troy had his own motivation for wanting to place the blame on Steph to help Hannah? He said, "No, I have no knowledge of that." Because, and this is pretty much saying, y'all, why the prosecutor defense, the reason the prosecutor is saying they did not include the bullets to be tested into the case, because they felt those bullets was irrelevant. Now, the reason they feel those bullets was irrelevant because it was just a good Samaritan who gave them the bullets and say, "Hey, these the bullets from the gun." Now, this good Samaritan is actually friends with Hannah, who's the person who was convicted of involuntary manslaughter, the person who's over the props. He's the good Samaritan who handed the bullets over to the police, is actually good friends with Hannah's father. And Hannah's father is this famous person in Hollywood with props and stuff like that. So they saying they didn't test those bullets because they had no verification of where those bullets came from. And the person who gave it to them had motive to lie about whether these was the right bullets or not. So in order to just, not have the bullets or evidence be corrupt, they just was like, "We're not testing those bullets." So that's what the prosecutor is saying about the case. And then in here, Gutierrez attorneys, who is the person who was convicted, he's saying this is beyond shocking. They were having the ball and to call out on it in trial. If you want to get the truth, you have to run down all the leads. So that's pretty much what's going on. The one who's already convicted is going to go back and try to get her case appealed because there's new evidence that then came out. Alec Baldwin will not be going to jail and he cannot be tried again. So y'all, let's move on to the next story. Y'all know 50 Cent, baby mama, had previously, y'all. So this ties back to P Diddy. Don't it always circle back to P Diddy? So when all this stuff came out, right, about I thought it always circled back to P. Diddy. It always makes a way back to P. Diddy. I'm gonna pull up the article though. But let me give y'all a little breakdown. The before stuff. Now, y'all know P. Diddy had all these allegations, and one of them was from the producer Lil Rob. So Lil Rob was saying that he was the one in charge of hiring all the SEX workers, and he would claim that he would slip he would slip something, and he's the one who he would bring up famous people name who said Cuba Gooding, like they tried to pass him around to Cuba Gooding, and he had different people, famous people names in his lawsuit. So he also had named as one of P. Diddy call girls or SEX workers was a woman named Daphne, who is 50 Cent baby mama. So when this came out, when the lawsuit came out, and 50 Cent seen that his baby mama was named in his lawsuit as a SEX worker, lady of the night working them streets, okay? Don't you make the money, don't let it make you. So when that came out, 50 Cent made a post, and because 50 was being 50. So 50 was being 50. So he made a post and he kept calling her, you little sex workers. I said SEX all the way up until this time. So I'm gonna say sex, you might as well. So he said he made a post and was calling her a little sex worker and laughing, alleged little sex worker, right? So she was over there.
I ain't no puta. I'm cunning.
That ain't what she said. I'm just ignorant. So then she got mad and went on Twitter and was like, "Oh, you think things is funny." And she got mad, went on Twitter, and that's when she alleged that 50 had R-worded her, right? So then 50 went and took her and filed charges on her for defamation because he said, "I ain't no, you ain't finna do that with me." So 50 said the girl was lying.
Nobody knows why liars lie.
And he said he don't know what she lying, but she lying. So then now the girl that went and had a lawsuit. 50 said that she was lying. I believe he filed defamation lawsuit against her, and he went to go get wanted to file full custody for his I believe it's a son that they have together. So now, since 50 didn't file that defamation lawsuit on her, she didn't deleted the tweets where she had alleged he R-worded her, and I believe she took it out of the lawsuit. So let me read that, and that will be that. It's from Hot 97. Yeah, Hot 97 radio station. Daphne Joy drops R-word in a Bruce claim. A Bruce. Boy, that country just be sneaking on up out of there. Claims from 50 Cent lawsuit. In a report by TMZ, Daphne Joy, a model and a mother of 50 Cent's child, has modified her defamation lawsuit against him. The model claimed 50 Cent R-worded her and physically abused her during their relationship, which led to a lawsuit filed by the Mongo in March. In response to the claims, 50 filed a counter lawsuit for defamation. Joy has removed the R and abuse claim from her lawsuit and Instagram account since. Daphne hired attorney Mark Vince Kaplan. A source close to Daphne provided some context, explaining that she deleted the post in an effort to smooth things over with 50 for the sake of their son. It appears that 50 Cent has also taken down his post about Daphne. Which is crazy because if he actually R-word you, yes, they do need to co-parent and get along for their son, but you can't say that he R-word you. So she's not taking back the allegations. She's just saying, "No, I'm just doing this so we can co-parent." In March, 50 Cent issued an official statement to Hot 97 that refuted Joy's claim. It read, "The disturbing allegation in a sworn pleading recently filed in a court case related to Daphne Joy, the mother of my 12-year-old child, has required me to take all necessary legal actions to protect my son's sire. The most recent false and baseless accusations of Daphne Joy are clearly in response to my decision to seek sole custody of my son. My son Sire is my main priority, and keeping him in a safe environment is my only focus. Daphne Joy was named in the actual assault lawsuit by producer Lil Rod against mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Take that, take that. Other names in the lawsuit include Cuban Gooden Jr., executive Ethiopia Harper Meyer, the rap star Young Miami. In the lawsuit, Lil Rod claimed Joy and Young Miami was XCX workers. Daphne Joy immediately denied the claim and threatened to file a lawsuit against the producer. As a result of Diddy lawsuit, 50 Cent filed for full custody of his son. As of yet, no decision has been made regarding custody. Now, what's crazy is that Lil Rod is the one who claimed that she was an SEX worker, and 50 just, said that he said it. I can't believe you're an SEX worker, is what 50 said. And so she threatened to sue Lil Rod, but she never came and sued Lil Rod. That's crazy. Definitely. Now, y'all, let's move on to this last story because I got to get up out of here. Y'all see my cup? Y'all see my cup? Got a drink in my cup. This is actually tea. That's all that is. That's a little bit of tea. So this last story, y'all, is absolutely nuts to me, right? So I'm not a reality TV. Y'all not gonna get reality TV commentary from me. What y'all gonna get is my opinion about what's trending. So what's trending is that Evelyn Lozada, right? I think I got a clip of her. Evelyn Lozada from Basketball Wife, the one who's accused of colorism, the one I believe that Chad, was it Chad? T.O. She was in a relationship with T.O. And had the DV charges on him because it was said that he actually did put hands on her. So then she left. She's been known to be with different. She's been known to be with different guys. No, I don't have the clip on her. I thought I had a clip on Evelyn, but she's been known to be different guys, basketball star athletes, different big name athletes that she's been known to get with, y'all. So she and Jackie Christie. She's also basketball wife. Been with her husband for 29 years. If I'm not mistaken, those are the ones who have a wedding every year. So during this episode of Basketball Wife, the way she tried to spin it, right, which is absolutely ludicrous. I don't know who finna believe that. Even y'all Evelyn Lozada fans out there, how y'all could believe this, I don't know. So she is alleging that, I'm finna be a private investigator and I need to get my hours, right? And it's this one girl that I don't trust. So I'm like, let me go ahead and get my hours by investigating her. Man, she's known this lady for years, right? But instead of her being like, okay, I'm just nosy, she keep winning and probably in verbal battles or whatever. I can't get one up on her. So I hired a private investigator to dig some dirt so I can have something to throw at her. That's what she should have just said. But she came up with this whole bullshit cock-a-doodle ass story because Evelyn, how much money you make from Basketball Wives and from child support? You think that anybody finna believe that your ass finna be a private eye? Ain't nobody finna believe that. $6,000, 6,000 hours of investigative work, of field work that she had to have to become a private eye. That's the way they fucking spent the story because they know the rest of the population out here is gonna be like, that's nasty, that's dirty. We don't even know why whatever network this show is on because I don't watch it. We'll even let you do something like that because y'all know that lady background. Y'all didn't hire her as an employee because most people run backgrounds when you hire an employee. So why y'all won't bring this up now? But in order for the network to get their ass up out of, they probably fed everyone in this goddamn school to be investigated. Bullshit. Y'all, that was the craziest. Y'all can come up with something better than that. We would have been behind you if your ass would have been honest. Let me show y'all this, y'all. So what it is, she did. She had a private eye, and a private eye said that Jackie was arrested in 1987 for prostitution, and she was convicted of prostitution in 1987. This was before she met her husband. They said she was married like 4 times, so I don't know if she was with her husband in a divorce or what when this happened. But baby, if I was Jackie, I would dog walk it. We don't promote violence. So around the 34-minute mark, y'all. And it's taken from this is taken from this is an honest reality opinion. This is her channel. She put the full episode up there. I'm not gonna play the full episode. I'm just gonna play that little part where Evelyn and this private out that she is now working with to get that she's now working with to get her 6,000 investigative hours to work so she could become a private investigator. Boy, they need to come up with better goddamn storylines because that one was not fooling no goddamn body. And now she's meeting. She's already met with the private eye who she's getting her hours from by investigating her person she don't like, Jackie. So now she meet with him to exchange information that they both uncovered. Let me see.
Jeffrey Wilson was arrested for prostitution on October 20th, 87. Yeah, so it was a misdemeanor, and it looks like she was charged.
Looks like, according to this, which we have to verify, it looks like she was convicted. You can't run from all the data.
Now, mind you, this stuff comes out before, you know what I'm saying? It's pre-recorded. It ain't live. Like, so why would y'all put this out here if he say, according to this, which we have to verify? Don't y'all got time to verify before you run this damn tape and say whether or not this lady was convicted of prostitution? I hope her 29-year-end marriage husband knew this before y'all just drop. I will whoop, baby.
Well, this has been a lot to process.
We just signed you off on those words.
I'm just happy to know I'm on the right track. So thank you.
You got it. Anytime.
So yeah, y'all, that's that. I didn't see it as a. I mean, it's not. I'm not a part of that family. So if her husband haven't known, and if it's something that she haven't told her kids, which I'm quite sure you haven't, because who go tell their kids I was arrested for prostitution 29 years ago? This is probably all news coming out to them, and I will be upset about that. I'm quite sure it's probably something that her husband knew, that they have talked about it and discussed. But even if they haven't, if it was way before him, I don't know. I just don't know how he'll feel with it. This could mess up her whole family life, And Evelyn with her non-husband having ass and always somebody, baby mama. You just, baby, it will go down. I don't even watch this show, but I want to see the reaction when she, because I don't really see Jackie. Y'all think, I only watched a couple episodes. Y'all put in the comments if Jackie fights or not, because I don't remember her that being a thing for her that she fights. I know she'll like tell people, and I was talking about her marriage and her husband and how long they've been together. She may have a little mouth on them, but I don't remember her like fighting, throwing drinks and things of that nature. Now she could. I don't watch it. I don't know, y'all. But had that been me, baby, Evelyn wouldn't do it to nobody else. Tell you that. She'll be a non-motherfucking factor. Okay. Y'all don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Fanbase, TikTok, which one else is it? Facebook, Instagram, X, and also here on YouTube. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit all so you can see when I go live. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. I will catch y'all next time. And always leave your comments. Don't leave your opinions in the comments. All right. Bye. I have to go get my wine.